3 years ago tomorrow, the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a global pandemic. Today on the show, we'll look back at the day the world changed. This is The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Friday, March 10th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. On March 11, 2020, the director of the World Health Organization made this announcement.
WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock, and we're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
More than 1.1 million people have since died in the U.S., and thousands more are dealing with long-term COVID health effects. A lot of normal life stopped. Dozens of states closed schools, many people began working from home, and that was just the beginning. Health reporter Lena Sun spoke to Post Reports yesterday about covering the pandemic and about dealing with the loss of her mother and sister in the last 3 years. You should really give it a listen. She shares what she's learned about the science of grief and how we can all process so much tragedy from the last 3 years. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts by searching for Post Reports. Number 2, Donald Trump was invited to testify before a grand jury in New York. The Manhattan District Attorney investigating Trump's business dealings told the former president that he can make his case next week. But this could be risky, and we don't know yet what Trump will do. The investigation has been looking at Trump's role in hush money payments to an adult film star during his 2016 campaign. And this move signals that the investigation is coming to an end. A Mexican cartel handed over 5 men it blamed for last week's kidnappings. That's story number 3. The men were found tied up yesterday with a note blaming them for the attack on 4 Americans in the border city of Matamoros. 2 victims were found dead this week. But it's not clear yet if the men handed over actually did it. Mexican crime groups often try to pin blame on rivals, but are also known to give up their own members who have caused them problems. Number 4, 7 people in Germany were killed in a shooting last night. The shooting happened at a Jehovah's Witness building in Hamburg. That's a city in northern Germany. Others were injured, but we don't know the specific numbers yet. And law enforcement officials think they found the body of the gunman at the site. There's still no information on the motive. Here's number 5. The FDA updated national rules for breast cancer screenings yesterday. Mammogram providers will be required to tell women if they have dense breast tissue. Providers will also have to suggest that they ask their doctors whether to get further tests. This is something that a lot of women need. Almost half of women over 40 have dense breast tissue, which is tied to a higher risk of breast cancer and makes the disease harder to detect. At number 6, the Academy Awards are this Sunday.
What is that? I got bored one day, and I put everything on a bagel.
That's a clip from one of my personal favorites, the indie sci-fi film Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it's a big contender, along with the dark comedy The Banshees of Inisherin and Netflix's All Quiet on the Western Front. One fun fact is Angela Bassett is up for Best Supporting Actress for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's the second nomination of her career, and she's the first actor nominated for a Marvel movie. The ceremony starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with Jimmy Kimmel hosting. It'll air on ABC and stream on multiple platforms. And at number 7, Daylight Saving Time starts Sunday. Clocks will spring forward an hour overnight, unless you live in Hawaii and most parts of Arizona, so you'll lose some sleep. If you're wondering why we do this, it began as an energy-saving measure during World War I. Now it's just a habit, even though it's bad for our health. It knocks our body clocks off course, and it keeps them out of alignment with the natural rhythm of the sun. That can cause all sorts of health issues. Attempts to end the madness have repeatedly failed, so here we are. I'll be sending you thoughts and prayers on Monday. And just like that, you are all caught up. It's Friday, so you know what time it is. The 7 crew is assistant producer Taylor White. The staff writers are Tess Holman and Jamie Ross. Our copy editors are Francis Moody and Melissa No. John Taylor is our editor. Additional editing support by Renita Jablonski and Christina Quinn. Mixing and sound design is by Jim Briggs and Justin Garish. The 7th theme is by Edith Mudge. I'm Jeff Pierre. Have a great weekend, and let's do this again on Monday.